So previously on my Smitty shoulder system, this is, by the way, probably the most important video of all the series. Like, I want you guys to understand, if you skip this video, you're not going to understand anything else that I explain. But previously on the video, on the pilot episode, people were confused. They thought that I said that I dislocated my shoulder during the MMA fight. If you kind of look, I have hair here. No, this was my first dislocation, and I dislocated my shoulder 4 times after this moment. But then I was able to manage and get back and do one of the most dangerous sports. This was October 2023. And then when you're going to see me doing my MMA fight, that was October 2025. So the question is, how in the world did I get my shoulder to come back? And on top of that, this fall that you see me doing, this throw, whatever you want to call it, this is what caused the first dislocation. And I was terrified when I did this, but when I realized I had actually proved that my shoulder system worked, and now I want to share it with you guys, okay? Those are the misconceptions, but I want you guys to understand that this is the most important video. So if you watched this far, thank you. So now we're going to talk about two concepts, the stabilizer muscles, and then we're also going to talk about what is the 3 ways to fix the stabilizer muscles. So this is my shoulder system, Smitty's shoulder system. Now let me read this to you guys for a quick second. It's very important. I said this like in 2024, and I want you guys to understand this concept. So what I said was, I believe the reason bodyweight athletes have better functional strength versus weightlifting athletes is one overlooked factor: stabilizer muscles. To build stabilizer muscles with weights, you can't go past 10 pounds. People who lift weights often overlook stabilizer muscles. Bodyweight athletes need strong stabilizer muscles to keep them in position to do any of the exercises demanded, and they also do more reps. I believe the true source of functional strength is strong stabilizer muscles. So I know people see me lifting weights, but we're only doing about like 10 pounds. Like, it's not even a lot. It's probably the most you will go highest is like 10, 15, and that's about it, 5 pounds. So let me explain that there's 3 ways to build up these strong stabilizer muscles. You have concentric force, which is what you guys see me doing. That's explosive, basic regular lifting. This is the only type of lifting everyone understands. But then when you hold it in position like this is called isometric forces. And then when you begin to, after like 15 seconds of holding it, when you begin to lower it slowly like this, you have what's called eccentric forces, okay? These are the 3 different types of lifts that you guys need to understand to rebuild your stabilizer muscles back to where it needs to be. And before we continue, I'm going to draw what is the problem when you dislocate your shoulder. Okay, so this is the best way for me to explain it to you guys. Let me just adjust this right quick and let me explain. Now, imagine, for example, this right here is the shoulder joint. Let's imagine that's the shoulder joint. And let's imagine this right here is the muscle, right? That's your shoulder, okay? I don't know what the hell that is, but just imagine that's the joint and that's the muscle. So this is typically what your muscle would look like if it's regular, if everything's good. Joints is okay. Now, when you dislocate your shoulder, right, imagine now the joint looks like this. It's been separated and it's dislocated, right? So what people tend to do is they try to talk about we're going to get surgery and we're going to try to put it back together. But what I've discovered is there's something called the stabilizer muscles. Now, the stabilizer muscles basically are these, I don't know how to explain it, but some people try to say fascia. It's not really fascia, but it's something that looks like this. This is like what the stabilizer muscles actually look like, okay? And imagine they're like gum. Imagine gum. Now, when you dislocate your shoulder, right, the stabilizer muscles get stretched out. They kind of look something like this. This is what ends up happening. So even if when you have surgery, some people think it's going to look like this, right? When actuality, it will look something like this. Look at that. This is what, even though you got surgery, your stabilizer muscles were never healed. You understand that? So what the goal is what I'm trying to tell you guys that we're doing is you have to basically, in a weird fashion, you have to manually take these stabilizer muscles and reconnect them back. And there, in each angle that I show you, basically reconnects them from this to this. And that is the whole concept that I'm trying to explain to you guys. So I guess I should have said disclaimer. I'm not no licensed whatever. This is literally bro science, and I have a PhD in pain from 4 dislocations. But now it should make sense of why I said there's 5 positions. You have the floor position, the hip position, the shoulder, the forehead, and the overhead position. These are basically all of the positions that you are going to challenge your stabilizer muscles. You have to attach all your stabilizer muscles back to the main muscle. The stabilizer muscle are these tiny muscles that basically connects and allows you to do what you used to do when your shoulder wasn't hurt. And then the way that it's going to be going down is I use single attachment. And we're not using, I've seen some people say like, oh, why are you lifting heavy weights? We are not lifting heavy weights. It's probably the most you will lift is 15 pounds. But you're going to see here, I think I put 10 pounds. And then there's 3 ways of how you do it. It's concentric, eccentric, and isometric forces. You have to do all of them. I would say probably start off with isometric. That's what I did. But concentric is basically this. Regular lifting, it's force applied, and then you have isometric, like how you see back there. You see I'm pushing force into it, that's concentric force. But when you hold it in place and count to like 15, 10, 30 seconds, however you want it, that's isometric. And then eccentric is when you slowly lower it down. So I hope you guys understand. We'll probably go more in depth. You can look into it. But those are the 3 forces that you're going to use to connect and manually build your stabilizer muscles. And now from this point on, I'm going to show you every single technique that I use to get back in a healthy sports condition.